the Europa League, which I think also is a great relief. Rory, when you speak about Europa League, you don't think that we've coped with that shit for like 9 years. That's a long-ass time to cope with a competition whose colors are brown and gold.
Oh, trust me, I am sick of the anthem. I am sick of the group stages. I'm sick of still not exactly right. It took them all of 10 minutes to come up with that song, right? I'm sick of everything about it, and I'm sick that we've never won it. But I have to convince myself that I enjoy it until we get back into the Champions League. Otherwise, Arsenal will kill me.
Champions League done. We're out of the Champions League. We're out of the Europa League. Relief. Serie A is a must-win. Can Inter win the Champions League, the Serie A? And if so, who are their biggest competitors at the moment?
I think they can definitely win. As we said, Fonte has to be going all in now for it. And it's not like last year where we were happy with second, third place. This year we have to go for it. I think he knows the pressure's on him. So, the squad is there, the players are there. Lukaku's in the form of his life. Sanchez is coming back to his old form. We're there. In terms of competitors, I think obviously AC Milan are first right now, but I'm not really sure. They remind me of the Inter under Spalletti when we used to be first until Christmas and then drop off. So I really want to see how they do after, a Christmas break, after, the Europa League schedule starts to get more and more tougher. As you said, they have to fly to, Ludogorets or somewhere, when things get a little bit, they have to come back on a Thursday night after and then, try to recover in 2 days. And then obviously Juventus are always going to be there. But I think they're a little bit weaker this year. Pirlo is a little bit of a mystery at the moment. Just came straight from making wine to becoming a football coach. So I don't really know how much, he can really give to this Juventus team who look a little bit unbalanced as well at times. But yeah, no, I think it's there for the taking. This is the year, like, you were saying about Real Madrid, this is the year to beat them. This is the year to beat Juventus.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is like under Pirlo, this is the best opportunity you're going to have. I think Pirlo's probably only going to get 1 year because I don't think he's going to win the Scudetto for them. So I think this is the year for Inter to do it. But you've got to hope Milan fall away, which I agree. I think they will. I think they probably will.
And if you look at all the top teams, they're all sort of part of the European competitions. We've got Atalanta, we've got Lazio, we've got even the Europa League teams. Besides AC Milan, we've got Rome, we've got Naples. So really, Inter are going to be the only team up there, together with Sassuolo, who are still up there, who are not, well, we are going to play the same competitions as Sassuolo. That doesn't sound very Inter-like, but at the same time, it does. So, yeah, I agree with you. At this point, we need to take the Scudetto. I think I really like this renewed competition with AC Milan. It's a cross-city rivalry. It's really heartfelt, even when you talk to your friends. Like, it's exciting to to talk to your AC Milan friends about, first and second in the league. I feel like Milan has been the Italian football capital for a long time. Then it's become Turin for 9 years, and right now I feel like it's time to bring the trophy back to the city. So wait, I just want to go back 1 second. When we did draw the group, what were your feelings? Did you think we were going to make it? Did you think it was going to be this hard?
I was more positive than the previous years. I thought it was. I said it wasn't the group of death. I said it was the most balanced group in the Champions League, which it turned out to be. Any of the 4 teams in the last match they could have gone through. So I've never seen that happen. But no, yeah, the level of Mönchengladbach, I didn't expect it to be this high. Even Shakhtar, they went full terrorist against us, defending with 11 men behind the ball. I wasn't expecting that from Shakhtar. So, yeah, in the end, my prediction was, us finishing second. And
final question, what's wrong with Lukaku's head when it really matters?
Man, that guy is so unlucky, man.
I know. I love Romelu. You're definitely not listening, but if you're listening, we love you, man. I love you. Yeah. And I think that if I were you, that would suck so bad. I don't know if karma is like paying you back for some wrong that you did in the past, but both the own goal in the Europa League, and Rory's having a good time again. Both the own goal and the missed goal last night, I feel like it's not fair for the kind of player that he's shown to be at Inter Milan, Rory.
I love Lukaku. It's just his reaction that made me laugh, because he was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, because it bounced off his head. Like, nothing he could do about it. Sanchez put it the exact spot where he was. It was just quite a comical moment for me, at least. Anyway.
And also, finally, we had a question from Richard Carman. Are you and Achraf Hakimi somehow related? You guys know each other? Do you just look like each other? Are you as good as football as he is, or not?
No, I can confirm that I'm not related to Hakimi. But, if you want to say that we look like, he's quite a good-looking guy, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Footballing ability-wise, no. I have zero pace, and his pace is definitely he's one of the quickest players in the world right now, I think. I'm more of a deep-lying play. I'm more of a Brozovic than a Hakimi.
Right. This is it with our part about our sad but exciting part about Inter Milan at the same time. Thank you so much, Uncle, for coming on. It's been a pleasure to finally meet you through a screen.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on. And yeah, I'm a regular listener, and we'll continue listening and spreading the word.
Yeah, and if you guys are bored with lockdown at home, Uncle Sharms does watch-alongs pretty much every week, right?
Well, I do it mainly for the Champions League, but I'll see. Maybe I'll do it for only big matches for Serie A now. But yeah, check out my YouTube channel where I do, match reactions to every match and match previews and things like that. So just talk about Inter and random stuff, Serie A related.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
Rory.
Thanks for coming on, man. It's been great.
Man, that was beautiful. Finally, to get to meet the mysterious Uncle Sharma. It's kind of funny how you meet people online and then you get to see their face. You get to have a chat with them. It was a lot of fun. I wish we had talked about Inter qualifying for the round of 16, but these were the circumstances, and we're now ready for Rory's Premier League breakdown.
Yeah, so last week, the games I previewed were the North London derby, which we can quite happily skip over, and Chelsea versus Leeds. Now, Chelsea actually made pretty light work of Leeds in the end. Leeds took the lead through Patrick Bamford, who extended his ridiculous run of scoring away, and this time really looking at home in the Premier League. But after that goal, Chelsea made pretty light work of Leeds, and afterwards Bielsa admitted and said they deserved all three of the 3-1 goals. So Frank Lampard is definitely... I'm going to say it. I stepped back on my prediction for Chelsea winning the league, but Big Fat Frank is pulling it through for me. He seems like he's starting to make a title-winning team, which honestly sums up where we are as Arsenal fans if I am hoping that Chelsea win it over Tottenham. If you know what I mean. That seems like I'm kind of praying for Chelsea or Liverpool to win it. So that kind of sums up where I am mentally.
That does sound pretty bad. So well, two of my predictions are out the window. Inter winning the Champions League and Atalanta, I said, not qualifying for the Champions League. But your prediction of Chelsea possibly winning the league is very much alive.
And I did listen back. I also predicted PSG and Leipzig to go through in that group as well. So fucking nailed it.
Hey,
but anyway,
good job,
moving on. This weekend, we have another derby coming up. We have two derbies coming up. We have the Manchester derby, which is going to be really fascinating. Manchester City making the Champions League look very easy in a very easy group, whereas in the Premier League still starting to look more convincing, but still kind of lagging behind the top. But last year, Ole actually won 2 of the 3 games that United and City faced off last year. So it'll be interesting to see if Ole can pull his job from the fire one more time, or if Man City are going to make light work of it and if they're going to put them back in their box. But it will be an interesting game, a good game, and one I'm really excited to watch. But one under the radar that I think people maybe who don't watch the Premier League too much might not have caught their eye is Wolves taking on Aston Villa. Now, this is the West Midlands derby, I believe. And this is a game that is usually very heated. The Midlands derbies kind of get ignored within the UK, but they're always really heated affairs. And these are two teams who, well, Aston Villa have actually been in pretty bad form if you take away the fact that they beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates. They've actually been in pretty terrible form. And Wolves are doing Wolves. They're just a very competent, decent, hard team to beat, and they'll undoubtedly probably qualify for the Europa League this year. So two teams who will be up for a fight. Aston Villa looking to get back into form and Wolves looking to continue theirs. That's a game I would definitely recommend watching. And the other one for spiciness It seems like I'm talking about them every week at the moment. But Leeds versus West Ham. So West Ham, obviously, overachieving when you look at most people's predictions for what they would do for the start of the season. And Leeds, like I said, still for me the most entertaining team to watch in the league. I think this is two very different managers, two very different systems. And I feel like they're two clubs that also love a fight, so it could be quite a feisty affair. So some games to look forward to. Before we leave the Premier League, I'm going to have to do a quick bit on the North London derby.
All right, Roy, go for it. So I can tell you one thing. I was with Roy on Sunday, and we were watching the game with a few friends, which is something that doesn't happen that often, given the times that we're living. But after Rory looked highly in distress, and one of my friends, I talked to him on Monday, and he asked me, "Hey, man, have you had a chance to talk to Rory? He's doing well." And I was like, "Yeah, man, he's doing fine." It was like, "No, because I felt really bad for him on Sunday." So,
guys, this is what supporting Arsenal does to you. And the thing is, right, the moment that stuck out, and it was the kickoff, right? From kickoff, Aubameyang chucks it to Lacazette, right? Just kick off. First thing Lacazette does, just ping it out for a throw-in. Right.
So that was beautiful because it was right at the beginning of the game. All right, we had been drinking beers and whatnot, and I was just like, I saw that Rory was in distress, and I was like, "Come on, Rory, there we go."
First kick of the fucking game.
Ball out, and I'm like, all right, next play is going to work.
And I turned around, I just went, "What the fuck was that?" And turned around to Tommy and Michael and the other guys there and was like, "This is going to be exactly how the game goes." And it was exactly how the game goes. We played completely into Mourinho's hands. If Mourinho had designed our tactics himself, they couldn't have been more perfect for him. Arteta needs to go back to adapting our system to other teams as opposed to trying to enforce his system until he has the players for that system. Sunday was a very, very difficult day. I'm glad we had the beers. I'm glad that I wasn't on my own. It was a difficult day. Now we've got Burnley at home this weekend. If we do not beat Burnley, we are in fucking trouble.
And yeah, about the Arsenal-Tottenham game, I have to say that was the first time that I watched 90 minutes of Tottenham, and I do back all the people that say that Tottenham are looking very good. I'm sure that the English press criticized Mourinho for parking the bus in the second half, but man, all I have to say is that Mourinho is very good at what he does, mimic the other players' tactics, and then just be deadly, in this case, on the counterattack. 2 beautiful goals, beautiful goals. But the counterattack that preceded them was by the book. That's how you do a counterattack. That's how you set it up. That's how you score the goal. That's how you install fear in your opponent.
Well, this is it. It was like the Arsenal team hadn't even watched a video of what the Tottenham team is. That is what they do. Harry Kane gets the ball, he gives it to Son, they score. Or Harry Kane gets the ball, gives it to Son, Son gives it back to Kane, they score. Like, how they didn't prepare for that blows my mind. But I think, yeah, it's only going to sound like sour grapes because it mainly is. But that second half was just Mourinho being the biggest shithouse. And even if, obviously, I would be happy to win the Premier League under any circumstances. But you can't watch that second half as a supporter of Spurs and think this is fun. You can't. There's no part of you where sat there for the second 45 minutes going, okay, we'll just bring on the 5th centre-back as we just do fuck all for 45 minutes.
Man,
that can't be entertaining for anyone.
Football isn't about only entertainment. Football is about scores at the end of the day. And I don't care what technique you use to get that score, but if it works, it fucking works. Tottenham walk away winners, and I'm sure the Tottenham supporters were well happy.
Yeah, I'm sure they do not give a shit. But I kind of think that football's more about entertainment than... Well, I don't know. It just sounds like sour grapes, so I'm going to finish there. But
yeah, I'm just going to say that when Inter Milan won the historical treble with Mourinho, we didn't play the best football in Europe. We didn't play the most entertaining football in Europe. We didn't play the sexiest football in Europe. But one thing that you knew about Inter, any game they could make it. There was no opponent that they couldn't beat. There was no double leg fixture that they couldn't come up with a solution for. So I think that that's really the Mourinho mentality. At the end of the day, I'm not going to entertain you for 45 minutes with beautiful football. I'm just going to park the bus. But at the end of the game, you, Tottenham family, are going to be well happy with the way we played. I'm sorry, Rory.
No. Like I said, I'm sure.
If Mourinho will ever manage Arsenal,